Am I on? Yes. Before I start waffling. Morning, 1 year no beer. Let me just adjust you. How are you? I'm just wondering. I forgot to check how many days I've done. All I know is that on the 23rd of January it's my 365. So it's 300 and nearly 365. I don't even know how far away the 23rd of January is. Is it a fortnight or something? So I just wanted to offer. I've sort of feel I've become, you know, one of the people when I started this time last year, and there was people doing 365, and I just literally thought as if that'll ever be me. Well, I knew it wouldn't, because I didn't have any intention of doing it. I only came onto this page because I just thought I'll stop for a month, see if I can. And I just wanted to share with the new people. I so get, obviously, like we all get what it's like in the beginning. I found it really hard at first because the Rugby Six Nations started literally 2 weeks in, and the Rugby Six Nations, and to sit and watch an England rugby match with peppermint tea wasn't cutting the mustard for me. But I wasn't in the right mindset because I hadn't committed to anything. So that's one bit of advice I can give you, is I signed up to the 90-day, I paid for the 90-day challenge when I was about 20 days in. I was fanning around and I wasn't mentally committed, so I was using willpower and it was feeling shit and it was feeling hard. As soon as I paid my money and signed up properly and got onto the paid group, all that shit in your head, that white noise, those arguments, shoulda, shouldn't I, it all went. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't plain sailing. I might have to change. Wait there, my arm's aching. Hang on, he's still there. I've got my Nordic walking poles attached. Sorry, I've got my Nordic walking poles attached to me. I'm doing an 8 miler. I'm 6 miles in. I was up at 5. This is what happens. I wouldn't have been doing this last year. So I just wanted to share with you, even though we're 2 minutes in already and I've not said anything productive, I get asked so much, honestly, probably weekly. I get a message on the Facebook page, Sally, how did you stop? How have you done it? Because everybody knew how much I used to drink. How have you done it? So 3 things. Sign up to one of the paid challenges on 1 year no beer. I don't use any other drinking support groups. I've found 1 year no beer. I am in one that I was added to, but I don't comment on it. Now, and it's not that it's a bad group, I just don't like to split my loyalties somehow, because 1 year no beer have just done it for me. Really have. So that's my first bit of advice to say. And how I've done it personally within the realms of 1 year no beer. So I've got the lady talking to me here now. 6 miles I've done exactly. Oof, I need to speed up a bit. So I'm just listening. I forgot I'm not talking to you. Right, she's finished talking now. Right, so the 2 main things, how I've remained alcohol free. There's 2 questions. Well, one question I keep asking myself, what do I want more? Whenever I have a wobble, which has been not more than several, there's been loads. When I have a wobble or a yearn or a sulk that I want a drink, I just say, Sally, what do you want more? And what I mean by that is, right, for an example, this weekend I finished work on Sunday. It'd been mad 3 days running a retreat, fitness and stuff, and it's intense physically and mentally. 26 people went home and I am left absolutely knackered. I love it, but it's knackering. And I always used to get pretty shit-faced on a Sunday afternoon. It finishes at 3. I'd go home, unpack, have a bath with a glass of Prosecco in the bath, which I'd send a picture of me to the guests on Facebook. Safe journey home, everybody. And I'd be there with a big glass of Prosecco. I made no secret of the fact I drank a lot. I thought it was one of my selling points, stupidly. The stuff that you learn. And yeah, and it just used to be relaxing and I used to love it. So I'd have a couple, we'd go out for Sunday dinner, I'd have probably another 2 or 3 glasses of wine, and on the way home I'd call at the shop and get a bottle of Prosecco, usually 2, but I'd probably only drink 1 if I'd had a lot. And I'd stay up till about midnight, 1 o'clock, watching whatever on telly, repeating myself. I won't get any of the work emails done that I need to do after the retreat. I won't do any of the admin. I won't do any of the, you know, all the stuff I need to do, all the prep for the... So I was interrupted by a phone call. No, I wouldn't do any of the stuff that I needed to do the following week. I'd just get hammered. But then what would happen is the next day I'd wake up full of anxiety. It's a Monday morning, children go to school, it's time to go to work, I'm in the house on my own, shitloads to do. I had the motivation of a slug, just awful. Not particularly hungover, because frighteningly I never really got hangovers, but I was living life under par. Really had to catch up on the work that I should have done the night before, so that felt crap, and everything was just crap. But then I'd maybe have a Monday night off, and then I'd start the whole process again. So yes, when I finished this weekend, got to 3:30, 4 o'clock, got home, and when I was still at the retreat, I was thinking, oh, it would be nice to have a glass of wine. It would. What do I want more? Do I want, because now what I did instead, I went home, I did my email to the guest. It took me about an hour, sorted the photographs out, unpacked, cleared all the admin, hoovered the garage, got all sorted, had a shower, went for a Sunday dinner, had a dandelion and burdock. Don't often have them. Went to see my mum, came home early, we did a bit more work, me and Simon, just sorted all the admin out on the pages. Early night, went to bed, got up at 5 a.m. on Monday morning, went for a really lovely walk and got stuck into my job. You know, so that's what I want more. So when I'm having that yearn, I always ask myself, what do I want more? Yes, there are times I yearn for a glass of wine, and you've got a choice whether you take it or not, because all you're doing is feeding that fake memory, that fake relaxation that literally lasts about an hour, that wine does. And even that's in your head, but you know, benefit of the doubt. The first glass or two are lovely. What about the glass or two after that? What about the unproductivity? Is that actually a word? You know, what about the shit the next day, the depression, the anxiety, the guilt that you've not done what you should be doing, the fact that you've no oomph and you can't get going for the whole week? That doesn't just affect Monday, it affects everything. So that's what I continually ask myself. Even now, even as I'm approaching the 365 days, I still have to ask, Sally, what do I want more? It is a simple choice, and we are always free to make it, and you are always free to make it. So choose it, but you've got to accept and live with the consequences. And I'm choosing alcohol free. So that's how I stay alcohol free. I know, and the other one is, which always works for me, and this worked more in the early days because it's not as relevant now. In the early days, when I signed up to do the 90-day challenge, the reason I signed up is, how do I know? How do I know? I used to look at people who didn't drink, and literally, they might be very nice people, but I just used to think, they must be dickheads. They really must. I don't know if I'd want to get to know them that well, because they're probably a bit boring, just like people think about us now, or think about me now. But I generally thought, in the nicest possible way, if there was one, that they'd be dickheads. And here's me, if I'm a dickhead, then bring it on. I know I'm a knobhead. Similar thing really, but different connotation for me. It's a term of endearment, knobhead. If I ever call you knobhead, it's a good thing. But yeah, you know, how will I ever know? And that was my motivation for doing 90 and then doing 365, because after 365 I can now make an informed decision. It's like Nordic walking. People think Nordic walking's shit. They think you're either old or you've got a knackered knee because it looks shit. But I tell you, find an instructor near you and look it up. It is the best. Give me it over. I played rugby for 16 years. Give me this. Or maybe not, because I did love my rugby. I'm just too old now. You know, I love my hit training, my spinning and all that hard, sweaty stuff. But until you've tried it, don't knock it. So until you've tried, and you cannot, God, I'm getting a bit passionate. Cannot make a decision about whether you want to be alcohol free or not unless you give it a decent amount of time. And I'm not talking a week. Dry January is absolutely brilliant, and fair play for you doing it. But if you really want to see what life could be like then get, you know, even if you're doing dry January, now, in the middle of dry January, sign up for the 90. That'd be my best advice I can give you. And I might have to go on about that a bit. I'm not on commission from 1 Year No Beer at all, you know. But I just can't stress enough the difference it made. It takes the argument, oh, what are you going to do when January's finished? And if it's too much pressure on yourself and that doesn't work for you, then don't do it, just ignore me. But I just wanted to share that with you. Give yourself the gift of time. The gift of time, alcohol free. And then you can make a decision. And when you wobble, ask yourself, what do I want more? And think of the two different scenarios. What do you want more? Okay, hopefully that's helped a little bit. My arm's killing. My fingers are freezing. I get Raynaud's, I tell you. Be home soon. All right then, have a great time. I'll have to edit these two videos together now. That's a bloody challenge for me. All right then, bye.